Yeah, so when the shit goes down, you better be ready. Cypress Hill, the great philosophers. That was made back in '93. I think we've had some time to prepare for this. Welcome to Fast Jet Performance, and my name is Tim Davies, and over the next week I've been asked to do a few videos, short ones hopefully, that just help you control yourself in a time of crisis. Now I'll be honest with you guys, I love crisis. I don't get on with the real world, but I do get on with crisis very well. So that's all I did for 20 years in the Air Force, was fight fires every single day. This whole world out here, with the unpredictable nature of it, I find difficult. And when I see lines of people queuing up for food and panicking and running around, this is not something that happens in my world, and it shouldn't be something that happens in yours. Now, when I used to fly passengers in military fast jets, they used to sit in the back seat, and sometimes I didn't even meet that person before the brief to take them flying. And one thing I realized, the ones that were really nervous, the ones that were really upset, agitated, anxious, was literally because they didn't know what was going on. The briefings they had not been very good. So by the time they got to me, I realized that they weren't going to do very well in the aeroplane. And any of them that were sick in the aeroplane, that normally was from nervous energy because they hadn't had their expectations managed. This is where your role comes in as the patriarch in your kingdom. Now, of course, I could also be matriarch. Yes, my sister has 3 children. She's a single mother. She has to control that narrative in her space. But that's your responsibility. You need to control your family, and they are looking to you for that control, even if you don't realize it. So the first thing we're going to do today is look at how we're going to be controlling ourselves. This comes down to a bit of self-discipline. We have to know that everything we are doing in our space is going towards making us the best version of ourselves. This means we can provide that self to our family. How you verbalize yourself to your family is how they are going to respond to what you are saying. So if you run around saying things like, all right guys, so today what we're going to do then, we're going to get our shit together, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this and everything. All right, we're going to do it because it has to be done. It's very different than if you stand here and say, guys, this morning at 10 o'clock, we're going to have a family briefing where we're going to allocate some roles and responsibilities to individuals. We're going to get some tasks done today. And then this evening, we're going to go and buy a film on Netflix, sit down and watch it. Those are 2 very different approaches. And I know I took it to the extremes, but I hope you get what I mean. How you sound is how you are taken. We must be very careful what message we are delivering. Now, what is that message you're delivering? Thank you for asking. It's one of control. It's not one of fear. The reason people are scared is because they don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. We are just literally responding to what the government are saying. That's absolutely fine because we can prepare ourselves for that. We can actually get the family together for Boris Johnson's daily briefing, and then we can discuss it for 20 minutes afterwards. But the key for this post is really to talk about you as an individual, you as the king of your kingdom, or the queen of a queendom, don't get me wrong. 98% of my audience are men, so I am talking from the perspective as a man. I'm assuming that man is the person that is running that family. This goes for whether you are living in a single bedsit in Slough or whether you're living in a massive mansion and you have a family of 6 in London. It's the same thing, guys. So here's the thing that you should be doing as the man in your family every day, and that is having structure. This starts with an early morning routine when there are 4 things that you need to do. 1 is you need to take some you time. That might be standing in the garden with a cup of tea. It might be going for a small walk around your garden, around your estate, around your lanes when no one else is around. But it has to be done without your family being present and without any pets there to disturb you. You can do some meditation if you love that shit, some mindfulness, I don't care, deep breathing, whatever you want to do. The next thing though is just to get moving, a bit of activity, and now you need to sort of plan what the family are going to eat that day, what you're going to eat, and then we're going to talk about the work that has to be done. So what you've done is you've got up before your family. You're demonstrating leadership. You're the first there. That's important for the family to see. Dad's up before everyone else. We're lead turning the day. We're saying to people, guys, I'm waking up, I'm going to stand outside this cave, I'm going to look for bad things, okay? But we're not going to say that to them because what we don't want to do is bring fear into their lives. What we're going to do is demonstrate control through our actions and not our words. A good thing I suggest to do is to have daily briefings. Okay, so maybe at 10 o'clock in the morning, you get the family together. They all know it's going to be the same time every day. You discuss how you're feeling about what's going on, and then you can allocate tasks, roles, responsibilities for the day. You need to build structure in your day. else it will fall apart. The day will just end up being a faff, and you're going to get people, family members, whatever, telling you you're doing things wrong, hating on you. And be advised, fear will cause people to act irrationally. They're not having a go at you, they're just projecting their fears out onto anyone who will listen. Let's talk about the wife, shall we? We know, because we're men, that when someone comes to us with a problem, we try and solve it. However, if we apply that to our loved ones, then when our wives or girlfriends come to us with a problem, they're not looking for us to solve it. They're looking for us to listen. So what are some good phrases that we can use with our wives, girlfriends to help them through this? They come to us with an issue, what can we say? That must be difficult for you. Tell me more about that. How does that make you feel? I'm not lecturing you guys, I'm just trying to help you through difficult times. We will see a rise in divorces coming out of any lockdown that we have here in the UK. So we need to manage people in our kingdom. They're looking for us for leadership. Activity is also important in our routines, not just for us, but for the family as well. Now there's that guy, Joe Wick. He's a personal trainer in the UK right now on YouTube. I think it's 9 o'clock every morning. He's doing PE sessions. 800,000 people watched him this morning. Why not get the family together at 9 o'clock and you can dance around the living room to Joe Wick. All right. It's a way of getting people active. It's a way of creating structure in your day. You need to be controlling this, guys. Yeah, about fitness. Okay guys, one thing that we're going to need to be doing is we're going to get outside and we're going to go and square things away in our kingdom. What does that look like? Well, I've got 6 cars, so I've already cleaned 3 of them. That was pretty irresponsible. I now have 3 that I need to clean at some point. Those are tasks for me to do. It keeps me occupied and shows the family that I'm doing something. Okay, 2 of the 6 cars. Yeah, okay, one's on a journey at the moment, but I do need to clean the other 2. Let's go and have a look at them, shall we? You've got to have an operational area, guys. Mine, for fitness especially, is the garage. Let's step inside. Okay guys, I've just stepped into the garage. I pulled the door to there just so we managed to get kind of the good light for the camera. But look, this is the garage. We've got a few cars in here. You've got some bikes up on the rack there. Here we've got some cars behind me as well. One on a ramp there, we can see that one. And then we've got the RS4 down here, of course. So there are things I can do. I've got projects, right? There are things that I can do in some space. And every day we need to find projects that we're doing because it shows people that we're taking control of the situation and we're doing things such as tasks. If they've got to do tasks, we've got to do tasks. What else do I do in here? Well, it's also a place that I can do fitness. I can build things. I can repair things on the bench down here. And one of the most important things I did recently was declutter. Okay, decluttering. This place here on the floor, I'll show you now. This whole area here was full of stuff. Earlier, it had boxes. It had all stuff in there. It had things like axle stands that I bought from Audi. Why not? They're a good buy. What am I going to use them for? I've got a car lift. But there were things that I had to get rid of. So what I did is I went through a whole load of stuff and I decluttered my space. That's a good thing to do in your house. Why? Because clutter takes up space in our head as well as in our domain. Okay, now how do we declutter? We'll talk about in another one of these. Also, this is where I get the fizz on. Okay, you do exercise here. This is my exercise space down here as well. It's purely big enough. And then what I've done here is I've attached, as you can see, up here. There we go. And this is where you put bands from. So I use these bands that you can pull. And you need to be showing your family that you're taking care of your physical being. All right. So mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, all that. You need to be addressing all of those things. And your family need to be addressing it too. Shall we go back upstairs? And the last thing for today's video really is stopping that negative talk. You're going to get negative talk from your family. People are going to phone you up from your extended family. They're going to be telling you how the shelves are empty, how there's lines outside Tesco's. The thing is, guys, we want to minimize that fear factor. We're mature people. We need to be in control of this. The slower you talk and the lower your tone, the more your mind feels that you are in control. People are going to come and challenge you on this. They will say things like, you're not taking this seriously. What are we going to do about food? What are you doing about it, Dad? You're doing nothing. Where are we going to bolt hole to? Take charge of this, Dad. You're going to get a lot of that, guys. All right? You're going to get a lot. These are arrows that are being fired at us. They hurt us a bit more because they come from loved ones. We are the men in this family. We're running the show. Soak up the anger. Deliver your briefing at 10 in the morning. Okay? Allay any fears. Now, planning is key. Failing to plan is planning to fail. You've got to keep yourself active as well. So you need tasks and you need projects. All right, guys, as I said, it's just one video. All right, I'll try and get another one out tomorrow if I can. And we'll keep this going for as long as we are locked down. Remember, you are the master of your kingdom. You are the one that owns this crisis. And it all comes down about planning and control. Look after yourself. See you on the other side.